Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of African Voices in Europe, a show where we bring Africans living in Europe to come to the studio here in FS Science to share their experiences, what they face, how it's been for them living in Europe as an African. And today, we have in the studio Kingsley Amadi, a student from Nigeria who is studying here in Salzburg, in Europe, and he's going to be sharing lights on his experience, what he has been through, how it has been for him living here in Europe. Kingsley did not just come to Salzburg all the way from Nigeria. He has been in 2 or 3 different European countries before coming to Salzburg. So I think we have a very, the right person in the studio today to share European experience as an African, what he has experienced being in these 3 different countries that he has been to. Good afternoon, Mr. Kingsley.
Yeah, afternoon, Mr. Joshua.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Yeah, so it's my pleasure.
Okay.
To be here.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine, bro.
You're smiling.
Of course.
So it means you're happy to be here, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's this question I always like to ask Kingsley, my guests, when they come to the show. The first question is always, what was your impression when you get the invites to come to African Voices in Europe?
Okay, you know, actually, this is not the first time you have invited me.
Yeah.
So, but because of my busy schedule, I declined for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you told me, I think last week or thereabout, so I said, okay, I will consider to come around. I will try to, you know, to make a space to see if I can make it. Then probably day before yesterday, I have to give you a positive response. So it's quite exciting coming down here. Though the road is very smooth, actually. So being here is quite exciting. Seeing the building and the structures is quite impressed.
Okay.
So I really, you know, really been happy of coming down to
the African Voices in
African
Europe.
Voice.
African Voices in Europe.
African Voices in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're
so,
welcome.
Mr. Kingsley, a quick introduction. Like I said, during I was introduced, I said you've been to like 3 different European countries before being here in Salzburg. But we want to know a quick introduction about yourself to the viewers.
Okay, actually, as we have said, you have already said my name. My name is Kingsley Amadi. I'm from Nigeria. I came to Europe. Actually, in my family, let me just start from my background first.
Background.
I'm the first child of my parents, a family of 4. So I studied in Nigeria, studied business administration and management. That's what I did. So after graduations, I went back to where I was employed as a administrative officer in Anambra Imo River Basin. It's a federal parastatal. It's a federal parastatal. So I worked there for about 4 years. So after my graduations, I did my NYSC. So I returned back to my work. So, but after a year plus, so I decided to travel. So I think my travel didn't take me maybe 1 year. So it's something that just came up. So I tried to pursue it. So by God's grace, I got it under 6 months. So I decided to left Nigeria to Azerbaijan, Baku. for a program. So, and the program is same program that I did in Nigeria, but my intention was after I'm done with the program, so there is an offer which was given to me by a friend. So that was when I'm done with the program. So they will look for a consular job in Russia. So, but my expectation was just to study in Ruski. Ruski is Russian language.
Yeah.
So I did the program after 1 year because the university doesn't, their program is not being taught in English. Is either you choose two options, either the country's language, which is Azeri, or you go for Ruski, which is Russian
language.
So I did the program in Russian language after 1 year because you have to go for the language. You have to run the language for about 1 year then you will now switch to your main program. But after 1 year, what I expected earlier wasn't what I saw.
You got.
So I decided to, have an options and to thought it wise. So what happened is that I am so much, close in the things of God there in Azerbaijan. I go to church. Then at a spot, when I was trying to leave the country, so I became to face, I started facing some challenges. So I got to call my Reverend Father. So he was the one that, directed me the school that I need to apply in Poland, which is Catholic school. They call it Pope John Paul II. Is a Catholic, a very big university in Poland. So I applied there. So I wanted to apply for masters, but due to the program I did in Nigeria, it wasn't recognized. So I have to start all over. So, but I thank God that out of 9 people that came with me in Azerbaijan, I was the only person that got a visa. So others was deported back to Nigeria.
Wow.
So I think that is where my journey started. So when I came down to Poland, I have a quite relief. Like having a stepping stone to a place whereby it's quite close for me to access other countries because they are under Schengen. And I have quite relative in
Poland.
Within, not even Poland, in Germany and other places.
Within Schengen countries.
So I started my journey with the program. So, but for God may have it, I finished my program in 2021. So I said, okay, let me try my best to see if though I got a job in Poland, but the job I have in Poland is not quite related to what I've studied. And the Poland work schedule is not that strong. It's not as Salzburg here, where workers have that right to, move on with whatever work that have been assigned to you. Because there they might, comes to work and ask you to stop.
To just stop.
So, but it's not like that in
Salzburg.
Other places like Salzburg, other countries that are quite advanced. So I decided to go for a master's. So what I did is I applied in Germany. So I got admission in Germany, but I couldn't afford the block account that was required by the embassy or the authority of German. So I couldn't make it. So I decided to try Salzburg, Austria. So when I got here, it was quite easier compared to German. Here, you can come down here with your resident card in Poland as a student. You can easily come down here and study for 3 months. So then within that 3 months, you'll be able to get an accommodation, then go for your renewal or changing of
your resident
card. So that is how I came to Poland, Salzburg.
I understand now. So how was your experience as a Nigerian studying in Poland?
Actually, Poland is a religious country.
Okay.
Is a more on Catholic. So they are quite welcoming, and it's quite exciting when I came to Poland. But I had one experience in Poland that would have changed my narrative or my concept in Poland. A day after my arrival in Poland, so I met some Nigerians there that are studying there. So I said, okay, let's just move around. Let me see how the city looks. So as we are making the move, so somebody, I don't know, is like somebody that was intoxicated, he was drunk. Mm-hmm. So he, from nowhere, he just rushed me and hit me from the back. So I was like, who is this? So I asked those people, they said, this is how they do. But when I went to class, they asked me the same questions, the same question that you asked me. So I told my teacher that, look at, this is what I faced after, I think, about 2 days I arrived in Poland. She said, yes. The thing is just that I move at odd time because it was night stuff. Okay. So, and there is most people that, behave such, commit such nuisance is more or less Polish people. Mm-hmm. There are all these Ukrainians and other people that were like frustrated or whatever. I said, okay. So, but since then, Poland has been so amazing.
Mm-hmm. So that almost changed your narrative about the country you just found yourself. I understand. So now, what was it like for you to integrate into the Poland society as an African, as a Nigerian?
The thing is just that, you must have to be friendly for real.
Okay.
And as a newcomer, it will be a little bit difficult for you. Mm-hmm. But why you stay, you'll be because Poland is well rich in culture. Mm. So I started, following some friends that are citizens there. Mm-hmm. So they speak their language to me. So I tried to learn 1 or 2 languages. Mm-hmm. So in order to navigate at least my way. So, but it's not easy for the first time in anywhere. So it's not easy. But when I started meeting people, both in school and some Nigerians, because that time we were not much. Nigerians are not much. Not now that everywhere is students or more or less Africans, because Zimbabweans are much in the country. Mm-hmm. So it's not easy, but if you know your way, and that wasn't my first experience in coming to abroad. Mm-hmm. So I've been to Azerbaijan throughout my stay in 1 year in Poland. Mm-hmm. Azerbaijan, I couldn't walk. So it's quite difficult in the country. So coming to Poland is just like a kind of relief that I've been to a very good country.
Different from where you were before.
Yeah, so it's not that really hard for me in Poland.
I know you'll be wondering why Joshua just asking you Poland questions and about school, because a lot of people that have come to this show have been in Europe, in Europe, in Austria. Now we have somebody who have been to Poland. So I think I have to ask you all the question because of the viewers out there. Most people are planning in Nigeria who might be planning to go to Poland for study.
Yeah, it's good.
So now you made mention of Poland having a very rich culture. So were there cultural shock for you being a student from Nigeria? Cultural differences, cultural things that you saw that you know that this is not what we do in Nigeria?
Of course, you know, every country have their identity, what they are being known for. Like, if not, when you come to Poland, most of things that they do in Poland is related to, you know, church activities and other things, because they are more concrete in, you know, in Christianity and other things. Though they exhibited a little bit Nigeria culture in the sense that on an aspect of let's say respect, and they are not, they don't practice much of, you know, having European mindset. Because Poland, there is a huge difference in Poland and here in Salzburg, in Austria.
Okay.
Poland, because of the exhibited Christianity so much, you can't see them much in club.
Okay.
Here, they always come to church, and all their activities rely on, you know, church things. So, and when I came down to Salzburg, it's quite different, you know, ball game altogether. Poland have a culture in the sense that they always try to, you know, look at home. They depend on, you know, their families and other things. So they always try to listen to their parents, you know.
Likewise, the African, the Nigeria culture. Now I see what you're talking about. So in the academic aspects, how welcome was the Polish academic sector for African students?
It's quite flexible for Nigerians because, number one, because when I studied there in Poland, Nigerians are not much, it's few, and, you know, this time they always change most of their, you know, most of their laws and their rules.
Yeah.
As at then, it was quite okay. Even there was when I was admitted in the school, I paid my tuition fee. Second year, I paid half of it. Third year, I paid quarter. So it depends when they see you, if you are committed to what you are doing, they will give you a kind of incentive. And they always like you to come to class and contribute. It's quite applicable to what we are doing here, but here is quite intense. Are you getting me? Salzburg or Austria as a whole, academic field of studies in Austria is really intense. So in Poland is you do your thing, you know, and definitely you will pass. Just do things, you will pass. But here, you must go extra mile.
So did you experience any issues with language barrier or?
Of course, when you go to a country that doesn't speak your language, definitely it becomes a barrier.
Yeah.
So you will face a kind of challenges to it, because some people will say something that you don't really understand. And if you didn't understand language, it will be a very big difficult for you to, to move around or to navigate most of your challenges.
Yeah.
But what's really matters is if you can be able to get at least a primary aspect of, their language, how you can be able to greet and other things. Yeah. You will still see people that speaks English.
Yeah.
Though the thing is just that Europeans, some of them, they knows how to speak English, but they pretend. But sometimes it's not all about pretense. Most of them knows how to speak. Even they can speak more than you.
Yeah.
But they don't have that boldness. They thought that maybe when they engage with you, maybe they will make mistakes. But nobody is an island. We ourselves we make mistakes while we are speaking.
With English. So did you experience any discrimination as an African student?
Of course, there is everywhere. There is discrimination. So the thing is just that there was a time. Let me not tell you just a story. When I was working while I am studying during summertime, when we went for a summer job. So I moved to a company that produce fruits. So that fateful day, that was in the morning. So my work supposed to start up by 12 o'clock noon. But I have to go out to buy some things that I need to eat while I return from work in the evening. So on my way, I met a young guy with a wife and kid, just a baby. So as I was riding with my bicycle, the guy blocked the road. So I tried to observe what the guy was up to. So I slowed down. So while coming closer to the guy started shouting, "Kuruva, Kuruva, Kuruva." So Kuruva means fuck you, you know.
Yes.
So is not a nice, word. So he stopped me. He started, fighting me. So he threw me a blow. So I left my bicycle and ran away. So later I came back again. The wife was the one that was holding him, asking me, "What did this guy do to you? Why are you like this?" He said, "Go back to your country. What are you doing here?" Though the place is a kind of village, there is no, you can't see foreigners in the place. So I encountered him. So later, the wife calmed him down. They left. So the second time, I met this same guy. When I'm about to pay for what I bought. No, he was the one to pay what he bought. So I was at his back, behind him. He noticed that I was there. So what he did is, he wanted to pay. Then he used one of his hands to hit his elbow to hit me, but I dodged it. So he did that in order to see that maybe nobody will, discover what he did to me, or camera will not capture him. So what I did, I couldn't even buy what I came for.
For to buy.
Yeah, so I went outside and wait for him. When he came, there was a stick that was there. So I hit it with that stick. Honestly, I hit the guy with the stick. So he ran away. So throughout my stay in that place, when the guy now saw me, he would just stay away and give me my space.
Because he wanted to bully you.
Yeah, so
and you never succumbed to the bully.
So that is the experience in Poland.
Yeah.
So, but Poland is a very nice place to be with. For me, is a stepping stone for third country nationals.
Yeah.
So if you could be able to finish what you are doing, so if you see a better place, where you can move to, you can go. But their people is quite nice.
Yeah. So now, moving to Salzburg from Poland, you already had experience living in a European country. So it's not going to be difficult for you, like other students who are coming all the way from Africa straight to Europe, and they are coming to Salzburg. So how was the experience like for you coming to Salzburg from Poland?
My brother, I've gotten so much experience. Okay, my first time of being to Salzburg, though not my first time of being in Austria.
Yeah.
My first time of coming here, based on my studies, I encountered a very unfortunate action. So that very time, I came back from Malta. I went to Malta. So while I returned to Malta, my school, the university now sent me a test to come and do my registration. Because you must have to book an appointment where the day that you will come for your appointment, your registration. Because if you miss it, you got to book another one.
Another appointment.
So I said, okay, let me see if I can make it. Though my resident card have expired, my Poland resident card. Because as a student, if your resident card expired, you need to apply for a new one. So, and the Poland, they have a rule, if you submit an application for renewal, they will stamp a temporary stay for in your passport. So that temporary stay is what you will be using within. You can't make use of, you can't use it to travel.
Yeah.
So, but due to the school, and I don't want to miss, I've missed the first
registration time.
Registration, that's when I'm supposed to resume my class. I've missed it. So I have to write the school for them to do a kind of, what do they call it? I have to write them to extend it till March. So I have to meet up with the registration. So what I did, I said, okay, since it's Schengen and it's border-free, so let me just make my way. So with the stamp, the Polish police or immigration stamped on my passport, so I moved I make the journey. Coming down, I'm just close to Salzburg here. I don't really know. Police just, apprehended me, asked me to bring my documents. Because I came with my studies, my certificate, everything, both the invitation that the school gave to me. So they asked me to bring my passport. I gave them my passport. My passport, there is no visa because I have already renewed. Yeah. So they said, how did I manage to come to enter their country? I said, I'm from Poland. They said, okay, what's the document that shows that, yes, I'm still in Poland? So I have to bring my resident card because within me, I knew that something will happen because my resident card have already expired. So when I gave them the resident card, they told me that, now you are talking. This is what we're asking you all this while. I said, okay. Now, but when they now check the resident card, they now notice that it has expired. So I was like trying to explain to them, like, I've renewed, look at the stamp that was given to me. Then this stamp shows that I am legal in the country. But because of the invitation which the school have sent to me, and I didn't need to meet up with the school, they are not even giving me a listening ear. But what they did is that they calmed me down. Are you getting me? Yeah. They just calmed me down. They tried to play a very friendly act with me. But immediately we landed in Husbanov. They started giving it to me. They hold me like a common criminal, bro. So I told them that that they should allow me. They are with my passport. They said no, that they must hold me. I said, okay. So we went to the police station. They searched me, do everything that they could. So they asked me what brought me here. I told them that, look, I came to do my registration in Salzburg University. So they said, okay, they have seen my certificate, check everything. So in Salzburg police station, I think they removed me from that Salzburg police station to police direction.
Yeah.
I think police direction is their headquarters here in Salzburg. So they took me to police direction, but that time I don't know where they are taking me to because I'm new.
Yeah.
So I was there. They did 1 or 2 scanning and whatever. You know, after they finish whatever they are doing, they locked me up. So I was in a room. A counter, just in a counter. They didn't lock me in a cell, but they kept me in a counter. So I was there. They said, okay, they will take my case to court. They will judge my case, then get me a feedback. I said, okay. I was there. They brought me out again and asked me how much do I have. I'm telling you, they asked me how much do I have in my ATM. I said, how can you ask me how much do I have in my ATM? My ATM is in Polish. My money is in Polish. It's not in euro. Then it doesn't have the right to ask me how much do I have. Maybe it's because most of them doesn't know how to speak English. So I told them, they said, okay, they sent me back to the counter. So I was there, my appointment time elapses. So I told them, I pleaded to them that they have to allow me, let me go and make the distance. I will come back, or let them
follow you to the place.
After I'm done, then we will come back and resolve the issue. They said no. So, and I don't know because their police they are really trying, and their police is quite strong. So after all said and done, they judged my case according to them. And they told me that I have to pay a penalty. They call it strafe. As I then. So I said, how much? They say 500 euro. So I have to pay the money, the 500 euro. They allowed me and they gave me 2 days to leave the country. So what I did is I have to reschedule my appointment with my admin officer.
Yeah.
So I came back on Monday because that time I was living in Salzburg, in Vienna. So after I finished with them, I couldn't go back to school. That day I have to book train back to Vienna. So, and my intention was to go back to Poland the next day. So, but I couldn't make it. So another expenses. So I waited till Monday. So I did the registration. So
you went to Vienna and then came back to Salzburg to do your registration again?
Yeah.
And you were not scared that you would be arrested the second time?
No, because they have already given me a paper.
Okay, that you can be there for 2 days?
Yes, for 2 days, okay. Then I have to leave.
Yeah.
So though I told them that they have to deport me back to Poland because it's my right to tell them to deport me back to Poland because they know that I'm legal in Poland.
Yeah.
But because they needed that money from me, so they said no.
They needed the strafe.
So they said no, that I must have to pay it. And I consider it because if I didn't pay that strafe, and I'm coming here to come and stay and study.
Yeah.
So it will be a bad record for
you already.
So I decided to pay the money.
Yeah. So do you associate with African communities here in Salzburg?
You know, African communities, there is much.
Yeah.
So every group with their own WhatsApp group. So I associate with African community, but you know that everybody have a busy schedule here. So, but in church, I always, you know, we have meetings like Ohaneze Ndigbo.
Oh.
This the association. So
that is where Mr. Lawrence is the chairman of the association.
So I think they have been here too.
Yeah, he has been on this show too.
So I am one of them.
Yeah.
So, and also sometimes we gather, we play football with some Nigerian students and some Nigerian residents in Salzburg. Yeah. So we do play ball. So I associate with them. Even in school, we are together. So
what would be your advice for students, Nigerian students, African students who are looking to come and study in Salzburg or in Poland?
The thing is just that it's not really easy for Africans here, but the thing is just that we have that heart and we see it as a passion to go out. So Nigerians are good to go. For me, if they really want to come, they have to, there is some certain things they need to do. People that always live alone, they must try to see how they can easily, adjust their life, because here you must have a neighbor. You must live with neighbor, because you cannot afford the money and the luxury life that
you're affording in Nigeria.
So you have in Nigeria.
So you must learn to have neighbors.
You must have to readjust things.
Yeah.
That's number one. And any situation you find yourself, try to see how you can easily, solve it. And you talk to people that you know, and don't try to, be isolated. So try to mingle with people so that you don't know where your solution will come from. So Nigerians that are intent to come to Salzburg and other countries, they are fully welcome. But the thing is just that as you are coming here, you must have to know the reason why you are coming to abroad, because everything is here. If you want, their government here set everything for them, in the sense that if you want to be reasonable, you will. If you want to become a wayward,
you also can be wayward.
You will be wayward here, because everything is easy as, so they made it easy for them. So if you come here, if you are not careful, they will influence you. The bad ones, the bad eggs will influence you. So, but the thing is just that we Africans is we have a strong background in cultures. But the thing is just that if we come here, some people, when they come here, they will see how the country we are being organized, and they will try to, move to the bad side of life. So if you choose to do that, it's there for you. But here is a place where when you come here and you try to focus, definitely the country will put a smile, in your face.
Yeah. So there's this question I always like to ask every student who comes to this place. What do you miss more about Nigeria that you can't find?
Oh my God.
Oh your God.
Interesting.
I pray you don't say food as well.
Interesting. Interesting. Actually, I missed a lot, brother. I really missed a lot.
Tell us a lot about too.
Let me tell you, in Nigeria, I have a lot of activities. I'm a builder.
Yeah.
So I try to see if I can, replicate what I've been doing in Nigeria here.
Yeah.
But because of the laws and how restrictful the system is, you can't do it except you have that. That is the reason why you are here.
Yeah.
So in Nigeria, you can You can move out on Sundays, do whatever. But here, it's not like that, because before you visit somebody, you must have to give the person a notice in advance.
I'm coming.
And if the person said, okay, you have to come, you have to come. Then if the person said no, you remain in your base. So, but Nigeria, you can just take somebody unaware.
Yeah,
or you ask somebody to come and meet you so place. You guys will still sit and eat Nkwobi.
Yeah. Nkwobi is a meal in Nigeria, for those of you who does not know what Nkwobi is. So that means you also miss the food.
Honestly, and our traditional food, egusi, ofo owere.
Yeah.
Owere soup.
Yeah.
So I really missed, and definitely another thing is during festive period.
It's always live.
It's really hot. So I really sometimes I will be watching what is happening in my village on my YouTube and other things. Yeah, and my mind will be there.
You wish to go back and go and replicate it.
That's the thing.
So now, Kingsley, your future plan, your future goal, living in 3 different European countries, what is the future plan when you are done with your masters?
Actually, in Poland, I read European studies. European studies is all about European history. It's a kind of canon law.
Yeah.
So, and it talks about migration, how people could be able to migrate, and people that have migrated to Europe illegally. So their job is to, ask them why they have done. I wanted to work in Eurostat.
Yeah.
So, but because of there is a lot of demand, and you know how Europe does their things, they have preference. They must first of all choose their citizen, then choose within Europe before you start getting to. So Africans. That is why we couldn't make it. So I came to Austria. The course is is within, but I see political science as something that is quite large. It's not really something that's restricted in Europe. It's what the world practice.
Yeah.
So I decided to go for political science. And political science is not really all about being politicians, or there is other sectors you can handle. You can easily go for. You can even work in a private sectors.
Yeah.
Other things. So, or have a kind of appointment. So my intention after finishing my course is either I set up a business, or I look for a job in a private sectors. But my real intention is to establish on my own.
Yeah.
So because it will really help, because there is something I discover in Europe. Europe, if you are right from time, not really in Europe, right from time, I always like to be an independent
individual
person.
Yeah.
So I even rather want people to work under me than me working under people. So because in Nigeria, I have a business. In Nigeria, I have a block industry.
Yeah.
So where my dad is handling right now. So it has been in me. I've been a hustling type right from the beginning. So all these things is just for us to navigate our way to have a better means of life.
So now, the last thing that we will do, that almost everybody does, it's you are going to say, keep watching African Voices in Europe on FS Science Television in your language. Ohanize Igbo, that means you're an Igbo man.
Please, can you repeat it again?
Keep watching African Voices in Europe on FS Science Television.
FSI?
FS Science.
Okay, FS Science. Okay. Okay, I should say it in Igbo.
Yes.
Okay. ọhaneze ndị nwe m ndewo nụ. Biko nụ ụmụnne m, biko kwadonu ọgbakọrọ awụ African Voice FSI, kwadonu ya ka ha ewu ihe nwanne anyị nwoke na ndị enyi ya na-eme na Salzburg. Biko onye ọla onye ebe anyị ịbatara na Salzburg, unu nwee na ohere nna bịa kọwaa onwe unu, kọwakwanụkwanụ ji nwee ihe mberede and ihe nna gabigara na obodo. So ya rịla ukwu rịla onye nta mma. Ndewonu.
Idewonu. You've heard from Kingsley, who is a Nigerian student living here in Salzburg, and he has shared his experience, what it is for him, how he has experienced living in Azerbaijan, close to Russia, and also studying in Poland before coming to Salzburg to study. And we have listened to his experience, what he has been through. And I think most of you are going to learn a lot from what he has shared, and even being in trouble with Austrian police for the first time he came for registration because his resident permit has expired. So before you take any move coming to Austria or going anywhere in Europe, you should know, you should prepare yourself for the unforeseen circumstances. Don't just move when you are not permitted to move or when you are not allowed to move in a certain region. This is our show for today. Remember, this is your show, African Voices in Europe, where we bring Africans to share light on their experiences, what they go through in Europe. It's not easy being an African living in Europe. People think it's just a bed of roses, which is not. So shows like this is where we share light, where we tell people what it is like or what they experience, what it is for them. And we've listened to Kingsley today. I remain your host, Aigu Joshua Oyamo, till we come your way next time with another guest, maybe from another African country. Remain blessed and stay tuned. Keep watching African Voices in Europe. And we say bye-bye for now. Thank you.